Shortly after the release of an audio recording this past Saturday morning of a conversation that allegedly included a referee's anonymous testimony has sent shockwaves through the entire WNBA. According to viral reports, one referee confessed, "We were told certain players needed to be humbled. If we didn't follow suit, our assignments would disappear and our careers would be over." That single allegation ignited the biggest officiating scandal in league history, a match thrown into a powder keg of growing frustration. And at the center of this firestorm sits WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert, whose silence in the face of mounting pressure has become louder than any official statement. But what if that silence isn't simply guilt or hesitation? What if it's part of a deliberate and now spectacularly backfired strategy? This isn't just about bad calls or social media rumors anymore. This is a story about a leadership vacuum at the very top of the WNBA and how Engelbert's inaction may be the justification her critics, and even NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, need to dismantle her administration. If you're the kind of person who believes that silence speaks volumes and that where there's smoke, there's usually fire, hit that like button because what we're about to uncover goes far deeper than the headlines. First, let's address the narrative everyone thinks they know. The version burning through social media right now goes like this. Adam Silver, acting as the adult in the room, launched a secret internal investigation into WNBA officiating. What he allegedly found was a list of corrupt referees receiving unreported payments disguised as consulting fees. Payouts linked directly to Engelbert's front office. The alleged purpose? To manipulate the outcomes of games behind the scenes. And more specifically, to let rising superstar Caitlin Clark get physically punished without intervention by instructing refs to swallow their whistles and let the contact fly. It's a powerful narrative, a crooked commissioner caught red-handed, a targeted golden goose, and Adam Silver riding in to save the day. But for narrative analysts like us, it's almost too perfect. The cleaner a story appears, the more likely we're missing key pieces of the chessboard. The real story isn't just about a few rogue officials. It's about a commissioner who is already fighting a losing battle and whose decision to go completely silent during a scandal might be the fatal error that invites her own downfall. To fully understand Engelbert's silence, we need to rewind and look at the structural failures that were already in place. Consider Indiana Fever coach Stephanie White, who throughout the season has been openly critical of officiating, even being hit with a technical foul simply for defending her players. After one controversial game, White said clearly, "I thought she got fouled. It's pretty egregious what's been happening to us the last few games." That's not a fan on Twitter. That's a head coach on record, stating that the league's officiating is broken. And this isn't just about Caitlin Clark. You've got stars like Angel Reese publicly blasting the officiating to the point that she was fined for saying, "I'm tired of this SHT." Asterisk long before any viral rumors about secret lists and payment scandals surfaced, the warnings were already there from within the league. Coaches, players, all calling out the inconsistencies. And Engelbert's office? Nowhere to be found. So, why stay silent when the house is on fire? One theory is what we'll call the "don't feed the trolls" strategy, a classic old-school PR move. From a corporate communications standpoint, it makes a kind of sense. The most explosive elements of this scandal, the Silver-led investigation, the secret ref list, aren't coming from legacy outlets. They're spreading via X, formerly Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, and fan forums. The traditional PR playbook says, don't dignify baseless rumors with a response. The moment Engelbert stands at a podium and says, "No, we didn't pay off referees," she turns a fringe theory into front-page news. But that playbook is obsolete. In today's viral media landscape, silence is read as guilt. Silence creates a vacuum, and that vacuum will be filled. If the league doesn't tell its side of the story, its rivals and critics will do it for them. That's what's happening now. Engelbert left the battlefield wide open, and now Adam Silver is being positioned as the responsible adult cleaning up her mess. But what if Engelbert's silence isn't strategy? What if it's paralysis? That brings us to a second, darker theory, the no-win scenario. Engelbert isn't being quiet by choice. She's stuck. If she goes public, she'll face questions about real issues, like fines levied against players, whistle-swallowing officiating, and coaches who've gone on record about the inconsistency and physical toll. Even worse, online chatter hints at internal memos, real or imagined, suggesting that Caitlin Clark's growing popularity had become problematic for the league narrative. If those even exist, a press conference could be a minefield. But if she stays silent, corporate sponsors reportedly begin to panic. Some brands are said to be reconsidering partnerships. She can't speak without igniting a fire, but her silence is already costing the league trust and potentially money. This is what a leadership trap looks like. Now, whether this is a strategic gamble or a crisis with no good moves, the result is the same: a power vacuum at the top of the WNBA. And in politics, whether it's sports or government, a power vacuum is an invitation. Enter Adam Silver. While Engelbert remains silent, Silver is being recast online as the calm, steady hand. He has every reason to step in. He oversees the WNBA as part of the NBA's broader umbrella, and his job is to protect basketball's brand integrity and profitability. If the WNBA melts down in public and its leader disappears, Silver's intervention becomes not just possible, but expected. And in the absence of real quotes from Engelbert, the internet has flooded with alleged quotes from Silver, like, "This behavior is indefensible. The game must be bigger than politics or personal agendas." Is it real? Maybe not. But perception is power. In the public eye, Silver is the voice of reason. Engelbert is the sound of silence. And silence, in this new era, may cost her everything. While Adam Silver projects strength, Cathy Engelbert projects, at best, absence. And that contrast is how the transfer of power begins. Through her inaction, Engelbert has created a crisis of confidence so deep, so corrosive, that the NBA, the WNBA's parent league, now has a legitimate business imperative to step in. Silver doesn't need the wildest rumors to be true. He only needs the chaos her silence has allowed to fester. And this is where, as narrative analysts, we pause and step back to separate the signal from the noise. Because in a story this chaotic, the most vital skill isn't reacting to the headlines. It's recognizing what is real and what is a weaponized distraction. On one side of the chessboard, we have the noise, explosive, headline-grabbing allegations, like the existence of a secret list of paid-off referees, rumors of a full-blown federal investigation into game fixing, and viral speculation that Adam Silver has already fired Engelbert and suspended officials. Our deep dive reveals that most of these narratives originate not from credible newsrooms, but from social media, fan-run YouTube channels, and speculative threads. There are no established, verified journalistic sources confirming the most sensational pieces of the story. That's the noise. But on the other side, we have the signal, the verified facts. Fact: the WNBA has faced intense, season-long scrutiny for inconsistent officiating. Fact: coaches like Stephanie White and star players like Angel Reese have publicly called out referees and have been fined or reprimanded for it. Fact: multiple statistical analyses show clear disparities in foul calls, especially those targeting Caitlin Clark, who has taken a disproportionate number of hard, often flagrant, hits. And here's the critical connection. The noise gets attention, but the signal justifies the intervention. Engelbert's inability to address the real, factual problems with officiating created the perfect environment for unverified conspiracy theories to thrive. Her silence on the signal made the league vulnerable to the noise. And now, looking at the full board, we're not seeing a single dramatic trigger. We're seeing a cascading checkmate of leadership failures. First, the foundation of real discontent, officiating issues, and ignored player complaints. Second, the eruption of viral speculation, which was readily believed because fans and insiders were already desperate for someone to admit that something is fundamentally wrong.